right? One of the best lessons I ever learned was on a train. On a train, I was coming back from a conference in London, a conference of the Revolutionary Party that I was in at the time. And I was complaining, along with a couple of other people, about all the posh people that had been in at this conference. I mean, we were northerners. We went down to this conference expecting to find loads of workers, loads of working class people involved at that level of the party. But what we found was quite a lot of middle class, what we thought were posh people. So we're complaining about it talking about it and complaining about it on the train, you know, having a whinge. And a guy who was in the party overheard us talking from a few seats back. And he was reading a book or something on his own, you know. And he stood up. I mean, he was much more experienced than us. He'd been in the party for fucking years and years. We were all still pretty brand new, you know. But he stood up and he explained why we were talking shit. He pointed out that there are plenty working class people who talk with working class accents, who come from working class areas, who routinely betray the working class. In fact, there are working class Nazis who protect the rich ruling class. We all know some of them. The far-right thugs, the fucking arseholes who support Tommy Robinson and fucking Nigel Farage, all these fucking extreme right working class people. They don't talk posh, a lot of them. They're not middle class. They're very working class and they talk with normal accents, you know, but they're still on the wrong side of the class struggle. Whereas all these middle class people that we met in London who had posher accents were very firmly devoted to the working class. In fact, they were so committed to emancipating the working class and creating a better world for working class people that they were in a revolutionary organisation and willing to lay down their lives for the working class. But they had posh accents and they were middle class. And it was totally irrelevant. That was a big lesson that I learned and others learned on a train coming back from an event. And it was only because one man stood up on that train and used the knowledge that he'd had for a long time to put us right. And it was a bit of an epiphany, you know. Fucking hell, it's not about your accent. It's not even about what class you were born into. It's about what class you fight for. And the far-right scum are fighting for the ruling class, while some posh middle-class people are fighting for us, the working class. And they deserve all the fucking respect we can muster. Because at the end of the day, they're doing us all a massive favour. And they're sacrificing for us. Whereas the right-wing arseholes, who may be working class, but are on the side of the ruling class, they're just making our lives harder. So they can fuck off. Let's just, you know, have more time for middle class people with posh accents who were on the left, who were on the side of the working class. They're our mates. The other lot, with the normal accents, the far right scum, they they're not your mates. They're not your mates. They're stabbing you in the back. Fuck them. Anyway, yeah, just a little story about how I learned a great lesson on a train. One of many lessons learned over the years in my bizarre life. Take care. See you in the next one. Solidarity. Bonjour.